insanely insane, right? Like, you said you were up, and apparently, unless you're lying, you said that it's hard to just call him because he doesn't always pick up. But after you said you were up, I imagine you're probably waiting for him to call you or say he's going to call you, but he doesn't call you immediately, and he doesn't call you for an hour, and now he's saying, oh, well, you played video games, you fucked around. What does he want you to fucking beg you to call him? Is that what he's waiting for?
I don't know. And if you shut down...
You could initiate, but he could initiate a phone call too, or just chill the fuck out. You're going to call him.
Okay.
This
Yeah, that's weird.
This is what I thought. I felt like I was going crazy with this conversation. I don't know if that's just me seeing things from my perspective.
Yeah, this guy has... Wait, how old are you guys?
I was like 25 then, and he was 24.
This guy's a loser. You got to move the fuck on.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really literally the only thing actually, like, with Dan with the language is like, it's really hard to understand you, which is going to take anyone that you're getting into a relationship a little while to get used to this.
No, they probably built up to this. I bet they built up to this style of communication, right?
Yes, this was like 2 years into a relationship, but like 5 years into knowing this.
Okay, so here's like a thing. This took me a long time to learn, and it's going to take you some time to learn too. Okay, if you are in a relationship and you feel like the communication is super fucking challenging, it's unless you have a history of like being a bad communicator, or you've talked to a therapist and they told you this or some shit, like something is wrong, and it's probably not on your end. It shouldn't be this hard to communicate with somebody. Like, this guy's spamming at you in all caps, waiting on you for an hour and you ghost me only to play Stardew Valley. I'm sick of wasting my life waiting for you to limp fish, then blame me for everything. But it sounds like you said when you woke up and he never made an effort to call you. He's like waiting for you to beg you, like, please call me. Like, this is stupid as fuck. Why would it be this challenging? Like, you guys are having like a 7-page argument over why you didn't beg him to call you when he could have just called you, and it sounds like you would have picked up the whole time.
So, do you have any general tips for like, if, because of course you're going to be a bias in any relationship. You're going to view things from your perspective. Do you have any general advice for if you're in a relationship like this, where you're getting told something that is so different from your reality, how do you find some sort of objective grounding there where you can go, this is what I can glean from that, or this was just an insane situation, I'm glad I'm out?
This is really hard to answer, because third parties are usually the best way to tell. But if you go to your friends are inevitably going to want to yes man you, right? Yeah. And most friends who really love you and have compassion for you are going to inevitably kind of project their stuff into your relationship as well. Mm-hmm. So like, third parties are really tricky. The best is to find like a third party who you trust will like be pretty brutally honest with you, which is why to some extent like having the couples therapist is the most helpful, because you've got this third party who's not involved in the relationship who can kind of weigh in a little bit better on like reality and what they're seeing.
And there's also some things that are just like clear, like these should be clear indicators. I'm out.
Yes.
Fuck you. Never contact me again on anything ever. I'm not joking. Keep the money. You weaseled it out of me, so you deserve. Like, these are things where it's like, if people are getting to this level, like, unless you've established like way more background, this is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Especially other red flags of like people being like kind of weird and like emotionally like not well is going to be like spam messaging you constantly, especially like if you've got 10 hours in between responding. If they like respond like every like couple of hours and like really like pushing you, that's always going to be like a bit of a flag. Did he communicate with you like this during the whole relationship?
No, it was like
or it derailed to this.
It derailed to this. We were friends for a while before this, and things were totally fine. And when we started dating, it was like he's a different person. And because I already had like years of like, oh, this is, I know this person, I like them. And I think I can be very biased in people's favor if I already like them. So then I thought I must be like insane. Like, why is this? Which I ended up cutting off, but like it took longer than it should have because of that favor that I gave him. The benefit of the doubt.
Okay, hold on, wait. Oh my Jesus Christ. Hold on, I'm just reading more of this. This is...
Which one are you on, Steve? I'm on the number 2. Which one are you doing?
Did you read all of 3?
I skimmed through it. I didn't read all of it.
Okay, damn. Okay. So you guys are arguing... Am I okay to read this? You okay with me reading this out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. If a place or anything comes up, I won't say it, but like... Okay, you say, this has never been about the money. I still have every cent of it, 100% of it, because I've held out hope that things will get better and I'll be able to come. They say... I don't care what you have or don't have. It's yours and it was always yours. You say, it was never mine. He says, I told you this because it was for your flight. You didn't want the flight. You say, I wanted the flight. He says, so you can use it for whatever else. That's how it works. And then you say, you sent me money the day before my family member died. My family member died and you made it so much harder by holding this over my head. This has been so hard. He says, I made it worse. You said, why couldn't you have been there for me? Yes, you really did. He said, I wasn't there for you. You said, I wanted your support. He said, I didn't support you. You said, holiday right after. How many times have you held that over my head? Not coming because of spending time grieving. How many times have you held that over me? The money right now that you said I scammed all of it out of you, that you won't take back that money. How many times have you held that against me? How many times have you argued with me? Said I was using my family member's death as a crutch. How many times have you made my life sucky by forcing the narrative that I don't want to spend time with you because you would rather believe I'm a gold digger? I don't fucking want your money. He said, you think I'm the one that thinks poorly of you, but apparently I never supported you and made your life worse and wasn't there for you right now. In quotes, how many times have you done X to me? As if you've never had any part, zero responsibility. This is some wild shit. Wait, how many abusive relationships have you been in?
Wait, and you have children as well, yes?
No, I have my nieces and nephews that I take care of. I don't have children of my own.
Wait,
Yeah,
what does
they're
that
with you.
what does that mean?
Yes,
Take
yes.
care of. They live with you.
Yes,
Okay.
they live with me and my mom.
Okay.
Because my sister, so you see it there. My sister passed away.
Yeah.
Or sorry, yeah, and so I have like her kids.
I feel like it might be good to move on in this situation.
No, for
I don't.
sure.
I don't know how much there is to salvage.
Well, no,
because
hold
it's
on,
so
hold on.
incredibly
No, I
toxic.
This is-
agree
it's
with that
important-
wholeheartedly.
No, they're exes
Yeah.
already. so-
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not with this person.
They're exes,
and
but this
I
is
don't want to.
this is a problem that you have that you need to fix, okay? This
I
person
agree. This is why I'm saying no.
this person is not confusing. This person is beyond the pale, okay? Like there is behavior in here in just this one thing. I haven't looked at any others, but like you. First of all, okay, here's some general rules for life. One-uppers are trash. Don't ever be near a one-upper, especially if you're like genuinely grieving or venting about something that's really important to you. So like you saying, like him saying, as if you're the only person on the planet who matters. You say, I was 2 minutes late for Valentine's Day. No. Him saying, you keep playing your guilt cards. You saying, you are. Him saying, but my mom has brain cancer. And then you saying, because it didn't matter that I was going through a hard time, it mattered that I wasn't there. Him saying, I got out of the hospital from a suicide attempt less than 3 months ago, but keep playing victim. Keep acting like you're a fucking innocent god and everyone else is the problem. That'll work for you. You say that, like, this is like beyond the pale stuff.
Yeah, every interaction, he's like, it's interesting to read. When you read your thing, right? You're decently calm. You're kind of seeing both sides. You might have your own biases. That's human. And the entire time he responds, any olive branch you offer, any conciliatory language you use, he just shoves it back in your face and like is always going for the kill shot and always going to prove like how you're fucking wrong. And just to be clear, like this isn't how healthy relationships work.
Sure.
So I'm really sorry that you're like in this situation, but like in the future going forward, the moment that you're starting to like have conflict with somebody, like ideally the goal should be, even in tense moments, you should like step away. And at some point when you reconcile back together, like if you offer an olive branch, most healthy relationships, there'll be some level of like taking that and offering it back. There's not going to be one person trying to be somewhat conciliatory and the other person like there's nothing worse than if you say, hey, I'm really sorry for doing this. And then the response is, yeah, you fucking should be. That's super, super inappropriate and unhealthy. There's no winning.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think what I'm getting from this is trust my gut more and to look outside of advice if that feels necessary.
Were there any friends that you were communicating with about this relationship, or do you have anybody that you talked to about this type of stuff?
Yeah, after it got like to this point, for sure. Like this was already after we had broken up.
Okay. And what was the what was the response from friends about this?
So I never sent like screenshots because I felt like, I don't know, I felt like that was like an abuse of privacy.
You should.
But
This is something I would recommend for everybody listening. You should always have like, depending on how many friends you have, 1 or 2 or 3. You should always have like 1 or 2 really close friends that you can share everything with, literally everything with. It's really important for doing sanity checks. And it's good to have at least one person to have the full context of things so that when something crazy happens, you don't have to be like, I want to talk to somebody about this, but like I'd have to catch them up on so much. Now, when I say that, be careful. Don't tell all of your fucking friends problems with your relationship, because all of your friends will hate your significant other. That will always happen. Don't ever do that. But you should at least have one person that you trust. It's like, listen, I'm going to vent with you about a lot of things. Like, we've got a deeper level of trust. You're a best friend, a really good friend, a family member, maybe.